This is Sean for the Manchester Historical Society. We're back here again in Manchester Depot with a little snow on the ground. And we're going to go in and visit one of our little gems here, EQX Rocks of Manchester, Vermont. And we're inside with Jeff Morad. Good morning, Jeff.
Welcome to EQX.
Thank you very much. And we're going to just stop in here really quick and say hi to Mimi and Ziggy.
Yes, Ziggy Killmeister, Prince Ziggy Killmeister, named after some artists that we lost last year.
Does he play guitar?
He will soon. We'll get him into the live performance space that I want to show you, actually.
Excellent, excellent.
What this is basically the entire 4 decades of history of EQX. What you're looking at there is all of the equipment that was scattered throughout the entire house here, or radio station, over the years. We found it in closets and back rooms, the basement, the attic, and our midday girl, Kim, her boyfriend, Chris, had this idea, along with Kim, to build a space for artists to come in and perform live. And so we needed a cool backdrop because we do videos for these performances. And there's really nothing cooler than all this old equipment piled up for the band to play in front of.
Mimi said that Brooks was quite the electronics pack rat, so to speak.
An absolute wizard. In fact, this room is called Studio BB in honor of Brooks Brown, the man who founded, built, and maintained this radio station for all of its history up until his passing a couple of years ago. Yeah. Brooks built this radio station because he was traveling through the area and realized there was no radio station to advertise on. He wanted to do some advertising. There was no station to do that on, so he was like, forget it, I'm going to build my own station. I'm going to do it. And from the ground up, from here in Manchester up to the top of Mount Equinox, where our transmitter and tower is, he did it all by himself just so that he could have somewhere to advertise.
And he literally learned as he went.
Absolutely, yeah. This guy was a mad scientist. Just would, if he read about it, he could then turn it into reality and do it. An incredible mind.
So I know in August in 2013, when Brooks passed, it was unexpected.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I mean, the whole community, recognized that, they had lost, such a pioneer. What was it like for you in the studio and the business-wise? Was somebody who put the entire thing together, wired it, to have to go in and figure out, well, what did he do?
That's the amazing thing about this community. So many people reached out to us and asked if, I'm an electrician, can I help you guys with anything? I do this, this is my trade. What do you need? I'm here to help. It was real heartwarming.
Yeah, and it must have been pretty amazing getting to reverse engineer all those years worth of work.
Oh my gosh, we still don't have it figured out the way this place is wired, and it's just a constant battle for us, but we enjoy it.
Well, let's see some more.
Yeah, this is where we do the recording for the live studio sessions. And in fact, every band that has come in, we've had them sign the window here. So you can see we've had a few in. We're going to have one in later today, tomorrow. Bands love this unique space because with most commercial radio stations, you go into a sterile strip mall and from one city to another is exactly the same. And with us being one of 2 independent alternative stations in the entire country, they really enjoy the uniqueness of this place.
Now, I remember back in 1991 when Fish came down here to do their thing, because they had just released Picture of Nectar. And it was like, us in the local area were like, oh, Fish is going to EQX, man. They're really getting big now. They're really getting big now. And of course, now they're selling out 4 nights in a row at Madison Square Garden, like boom, boom, boom.
Absolutely. I'm going to take you upstairs and show you the couch that Fish sat on when they were here and took a picture with us.
Awesome.
Yeah. So leading up to the couch where Fish sat is my favorite part of the radio station, besides, of course, the studio. And that is this historical wall that goes all the way around. All the bands over the course of the years, as a show of gratitude to the station, send us their albums when they've gone gold or platinum, just kind of thanking us for the support. And because a lot of times, being an independent station, we're able to jump out in front of the rest of the world on it and take a chance on bands, and clearly they appreciate it.
The Cranberries.
And this is the couch that Fish sat on. You can see it's seen better days, but why would we get rid of it?
Absolutely. This is
Prince Ziggy Killmeister, nice little scratch post there for the cat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for some of the late night DJs too, I think. So Brooks, when he bought this, it obviously was a house, and he had to convert it into a radio station. old bedrooms became studios. This is the original on-air studio here. You can see it's in no shape now for an on-air performance, but I want to share with you a real quick story, one of my favorite pieces of history from EQX, and we won't mention any names to protect the guilty, but one of the DJs back in the day apparently had it with being a DJ and decided to lock himself in this room and start playing Frank Sinatra My Way over and over and over again until Brooks was able to bust down the door and stop that antics.
And this went all over the air.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look, we have an evening with Mike Nichols and Elaine May.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again.
So it must have been a pain when the transmitter tower came down.
Absolutely.
Just before New Year's Eve, too.
Yeah, just the most hospitable place during the worst weather of the year. And but going back to how the locals help out, people, hey, do you need a snowmobile to get up there? Do you need someone to climb a tower to? But we had to bring in the heavy hitters, the big tower people to fix that. So thankfully, we're back to 50,000 watts up on top of the tallest mountain on the Taconic Range and beaming out to our 4-state radius. Back to normal now.
It's amazing. I heard, as far out as Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame, you could pick up EQX.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to listen.
I've gone on a 3.5-hour drive just straight through, not going around in circles or anything,
Right.
and been able to listen to the radio station the entire time. Brooks was a super genius.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we go from the first studio to the other side of the building. I suspect Brooks brought the studio over here because we were wasting time staring at beautiful Mount Equinox on that side, and into the future over here, basically, where everything's pretty much digital, and we are just glued to the computer constantly in here now instead of staring out the window at the beautiful mountain.
But still, the DJ is still the heartbeat of the station. Do you agree?
100%. So many radio stations have automated DJs, or they might be in Kansas City, but actually on the air in Cincinnati, doing 100 different markets. We are live, we are local, other radio stations are getting rid of air shifts. We, in the last year or so, added our night guy, Bear. He's on the air overnight. So not only is he, providing entertainment through the radio, but you can imagine a guy named Bear provides some security here overnight, too.
Absolutely. So, keeping with the Vermont spirit, you're independent.
Yes.
I'm sure there have been offers. I'm sure that the thoughts have been mulled over, but you've stayed independent.
One of my favorite stories about Brooks Brown, the owner, is how he would have these big corporate people take him out for the most expensive steak dinner. He would hear their sales pitch. He would get up at the end, wipe his face with his napkin, say, "Thank you very much for the dinner. Now you can politely go away."
Go away. Well, we can't beat that. Jeff, I really want to thank you very much for bringing us through. I think it's really important to document all these great stories that we have in Manchester, and the fact that you're independent, the fact that you're here with boots on the ground, boots in the studio, I should say, keeping it live and keeping it real. That's what Manchester's about.